This is the story of a tree, or more precisely, the story of the end of a tree. I'm sitting in a swing underneath a tree, a poplar tree, that has been providing shade for my family for about 8 decades. And due to problems with the rot, as we're about to show you, this tree has got to come down, and we're going to chronicle this 65 to 75 foot tree as it is taken down on the last day of May 2008. For the past several years, my wife Judy and I have enjoyed many an hour sitting in this swing underneath this canopy. Back in 1998, this tree, which is one of 3 poplars on our road, on our home here on the Ridge Road in Champlain. After the ice storm of 98, it looked like all 3 of these trees would have to come down. All the branches were off except for the big hulking branches, but the trees came back. Poplars are fast growers, and one of the benefits was that this accumulation of branches here grew down and provided this nice little canopy over our swing, and it gave a very nice, pleasant place to spend an evening on a warm summer day. Many a clothes have been dry on the clotheslines that connect the tree and the one next to it. Not so much recently, because the birds have really started to nest in the trees over the past several years, and with the clothes dryer being available and less chance of bird droppings on the clothes dryer, we had less use of the clothesline out here, but certainly a lot during my grandmother and mother's time period. I was brought up in this space where I'll call home. I'm 61 years old. My father, who was 86 years old, remembers these trees as a youngster. His father cast and planted them sometime in our father's lifetime. We'll probably get an idea of become like a member of the family. But this spring, as my brother Sam and I were peeling off some loose, like we see here, you can see the dark area. And at the bottom of the tree, we discovered that a 75-foot tree becomes a very serious. Did not want to keep digging and not find anything solid behind it. So we've called upon a tree surgeon. He will be here. This is Thursday evening, the 30th of May 2008, and we're going to take down our clothesline, move our swing, and witness the demise of what, as I said, is almost part of the family here. This tree has provided shade and a buffer from the wind, the south wind, for many a decade. And my grandfather planted it. His father, Edward, certainly enjoyed the shade of this tree. So his father, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father Carl Castine, my generation, my children's generation, and into the grandchildren's generation have all enjoyed the shade of this tree. But after tomorrow, or certainly by June 1st, it'll be no more. First thing we're going to have to do is correct our dates. It's now Friday morning, and this is the 30th. Yesterday was the 29th, and activity has begun. They're about to cut the power here at our home on 1477. NYSEG has arrived and activities will begin here at about 8:47. The proximity of the entry here, the wires coming into our box, is obviously a problem. A good part of the tree is over that wire, so they are in the process of dropping that. This is as long as it's during their regular work day, this is a free service provided by NYSEG, so there's no charge for this visit or when they return to rehook the power up. As long as it's during a normal work day and it's not a weekend call-in. All right, we have the North Country tree doctor with us, Thorne Reinhart. How you doing, Thorne?
Good. How are you?
And where are you from?
Morse Forks.
And local boy, been around here all your life?
Pretty much. I got here in like 3rd grade, so when I was 10, I moved here.
Okay, so that's at least 10 years, huh?
Yeah. More like 30 years, but.
And who you got with you? You got a nurse, you're a tree doctor, so this is your nurse?
This is Dustin Larrabee.
Hey, Dustin.
How we doing?
Good. And you're going to be going up the tree. What's Dustin's job going to be?
He's going to be on the ground. He'll be the ground man. He'll pull the rope for me and hand me up stuff that I need on the ground.
Okay. I paused for a moment to kill a mosquito on my forehead there. Not too many bugs.
Now.
You're going to have some birds up there visiting you, I imagine.
Yeah.
You're going to probably be disrupting their homes. They might be a little bit upset with that.
Yeah, maybe.
How high would you say this tree is, Thorne?
Probably 50 feet, 65, 70.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a plan of attack when you come to something like this?
Sort of in my head, you know. You can't really make too much of a plan because stuff changes as you go up the tree, you know. Different things happen, and it doesn't always look the same from up there as it does from the ground.
Now, you don't use a bucket, you just climb up there. And I asked you if you were part squirrel. You said you're part squirrel and part monkey. You're going to live with that statement?
I guess so. That's what everybody says anyway, so.
What got you into this line of work?
I went to college in Paul Smith's for this, and I just been doing it ever since. I started in '87 in college, and I never stopped.
Okay, so they send you up a tree at Paul Smith's? Yeah?
Yeah, and then I did my internship in Princeton, New Jersey. Worked quite a few other places too, but.
Internship, it sounds like a real doctor here, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's what they call the internship, but it's basically just work.
Okay. Now, you'll be dropping the branches and you'll be concentrating, first of all, on the side with the electric power, but that won't offset the tree and send it into my house here with all the weight.
No.
Okay.
I'll try to take it off a little on either side at the same time. So.
Okay, but you want to be able to get some done here so that NYSEG can come back and put the power on.
He's going to come
later.
back in 3 hours or so.
3 hours? You plan to have that much over the top of there done?
Yeah.
So you don't mess around once you get up there?
No, I'm not going to mess around.
Are we going to have to send your lunch up by rope?
No, I'll come down at lunchtime.
Okay. All right, anything else we should know, Thorne? You do all kinds of trimming and taking down,
Yeah.
Have you taken down many this size?
Quite a few, yeah.
Any successfully?
All of them. Haven't had any accidents yet.
Okay, you were going to say something when I asked you about taking down some of this size?
I've done quite a few of them like this. There's one in Moore's, probably 8 feet around, is bigger than this one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And did quite a few of them in Moore's actually. On Depot Street, there used to be a whole bunch of them along the street, and those are all gone.
Okay.
Thanks to me.
Okay. Depot Street, that's the one that runs up by the church?
Yeah, it goes up. It goes from Route 11 It's the bus route. Like it goes up from Route 11, goes around by the church, and then right to the school.
And it goes by Larry Martin's little train station there.
Yeah.
It goes by St. Joseph's Church. Let's see, what else should we know about this process? Are you listed in the phone book for North Country Tree Doctor, or just your own name?
No, it's under North Country Doctor.
Okay. And how about the name Thorne? I haven't met too many Thorns in my lifetime.
No, it's a pretty different name. I got picked on a little bit there in school.
Any idea where it came from? How your parents got that name?
They got it out of The Hobbit, the book The Hobbit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh.
My brother's name is Dane too.
Oh.
So we're both little
Hobbits.
dwarfs. Yeah.
You're both hobbits.
Yeah.
Okay. And Dustin, how'd you hook up with this fella?
He's the maintenance guy in my neighborhood. Great guy. I wouldn't request anybody else but him. He seems to be the man. He does the job right. If I need something done, he gets it done. Thorne's the guy to do it. I mean, if you need a tree doctor, he's the guy to call.
This isn't a commercial here, you know. Okay, so he's looking for a raise, I think, Thorne.
I guess so, yeah. They'll get paid today.
All right, so nice egg. Looks like they've done their part.
Yeah.
And
The wire off.
I don't want to hold you up because I'm the one paying the bill here. So, okay.
All right.
By the hour.
Thank you.
Alrighty. While Thorne and Dustin are preparing for their big adventure, we'll again show you that rotted area that first brought this tree's condition to our attention. But up just a little ways here, just maybe about 7 feet off the ground, we see what used to be a branch here that fell off, and we see it has rotted inside of there. So it gives an indication that that rot might be quite a ways up the tree. In fact, about 4 feet above that spot. That looks like a similar type of a situation right there, and who knows how many others of that ilk are awaiting as you go up the tree. As the leaves were coming down last fall, I had noticed we had a dead branch up there, and that amount of dead wood grew over the winter months, and also on the other side of the tree. Only the edge of this one looked dead in the fall, but here in the spring we see that there's a 20 to 25 foot branch that is dead and ready to come tumbling down. Not a lot of tools. This is what he'll be using. Got 4 chainsaws, several ropes. Alright, Thorne is hooked up and ready to go up. He's reached the first crotch in the tree. A lot of loose bark on that tree, obviously. He goes one branch at a time with his rope further up. Make sure he's harnessed in. He's maybe 10 feet off the ground right now. climbing as he goes. There goes our canopy. That's the canopy that provided so much enjoyment for my wife Judy and I and our kids and grandkids for the past decade. I would have no idea how to attack something like this, and I'm sure most of our viewers are the same. Thorne is now going up the tree. One of the problems is that loose bark, and obviously those shoes he's wearing with the points on them can only help so much. If the bark is loose, you can't really get a good grip that way. But he is continuing up the tree. His helper Dustin is clearing the branches away. Communication is important between the two of them. He doesn't make a move without studying the situation first.
Yep. Climb on the other rope, but the one that's close to them chainsaws over there.
Thank God you got patience for the new guy, huh?
There comes some of that loose bark. And that loose bark is what, again, first alerted us to the problem with this tree being a major problem, not just a few dead branches. And what was your day like at work today? Anything like this? He has chosen his next perch. Looks like he always wants to, whenever possible, have two ropes around him when he's going to be climbing, rather than just depending on one. So he's going from here up to there. First he has to get here. Climbing inch by inch, foot by foot with a chainsaw. Making sure every step of the way that he is secure. Now obviously he's not going to be able to go too much further up. maybe another 10 feet at the most. I would guess he is in the 25 to 30 foot range right now, for sure. You take his height and multiply it by 4, you'd or 5, you'd definitely get 4 or 5 of him to get to that point. So he's, I would guess, 30 feet or so in the air right now, and he has brought his rope up to another higher branch, and another crotch up there, and he's gonna go further. We have moved to another angle. This is where he's looking to end up next. And that, I think, would be as high as he can go in that particular route. He may come down and venture out this branch later on. But he is going by a large dead branch right here. And above him is a large dead branch. He is going skyward. Not sure if he'll cut that long dead branch off on its way through. And let's see if he's just going to trim or cut that big one. Isn't sure which way it's going to fall when he cuts it. There it comes. And that was a big one, as we saw earlier. There's a good piece of firewood. And like a pool player assessing his next move, he surveys the situation and continues on his upward trek. So here's what it looks like so far. Yeah, sounds like he's got another branch coming down. Just a little one. Look out. That had some weight to it. Just hanging in midair. Showing supreme confidence in that tree. Cut the rest of that off. He's cutting it in pieces that he figures can be moved easily down below here, so you don't have to do any trimming down at the lower level. Now he's going back upstairs.
Yes.
8-decade-old tree, planted, I'm guessing, in the 1920s by my grandfather. It has provided shade for his father, my father, my generation, my children's generation, and my grandchildren that have come along so far. Graduate of Paul Smith College. A surgeon and his tools. Should have started this program with our admonition of do not attempt this at home. Okay, the doctor is going higher. He is roped in up above. Not sure if he's going to try to rope into that crotch of that tree right there, or if he'll be satisfied where he is and just reach up and cut a branch off. We are about to find out. Okay, our audio is back. We can see he moves very cautiously. He's well tied in up there. And he's about to cut another branch down. Oh, a big branch. Timber. Try. He's not going to stop with that one. He's going for another one. While he's in the neighborhood. And of course, got to make sure which direction it's going to go. It's not going to come back at you. Obviously, it's leaning in our direction. It looks like it's straight up, but obviously it's leaning out. There it goes. Should go, but it doesn't want to. That was heavy. Continues to work his way down that large branch, cutting it in pieces that are handleable. When they hit the ground, they can be moved. decided to go for this long one here. I wasn't sure if he'd climb up there a ways to get it, but he's going to get it right from there. And here it comes. That is a 20 foot or better branch, 20 to 25 feet long. Continue. Now we have a maple tree here, and
Trying to save it.
we didn't really want the maple tree to come down, and he missed it. Somehow that long branch missed our maple and came between the flowering crab and the maple. Luck or extreme skill, we'll call it skill. I think it was Joyce Kilmer who said only God can make a tree. Thorne Reinhart is taking it apart, but I doubt if he can put it back together. Doing his Samson impersonation. I think I'll have to be. Looks like it wants to go. And there it comes. That's a ton or more of wood. Didn't take them long to clear out that little bunch, did it? Look out. That one might have taken out the power wires if they were still there, but fortunately, Nice Egg, as part of their service, came and took them down, and they'll put them back up. Be back in an hour or so. And who could have thought that he'd make such progress so quickly? Obviously he did, but I sure didn't. take a moment to look at this branch here and the hole it put in the ground. When it landed, it's got to be 8 inches deep. It just landed, made this huge hole when it hit the ground. So you know that has some weight behind it. Note the time, it's slightly after noon on this Friday the 30th. Traditional Memorial Day. Looks like he's going after this one. This would be the one that has to come down before Nice can bring up the wires. So if we fill up, he wants this one out of the way, and he's going for broke on this one. He's cutting down a huge branch. There's the bottom cut. Now we'll cut the top. Comes. And Thorne Reinhart is going up. Taking the elevator to the next floor. Now he's going to wander out on that rim to the right, I believe. His faithful sidekick, Dustin Larrabee, is busy bringing the brush away. A few hours ago, a magnificent but damaged tree. He's brought his little saw up there because it's lighter and easier to hold and manipulate, but I bet you that one made a hole in the ground too. Looks like the North Country tree doctor is going up again. Oh, this is the crotch where his last rope is attached to, so he's got to make sure that has enough strength to hold him. not. It's a little breezy, but not real windy today, so that helps. Like a cat up a tree. Now I'm up here. How do I get down? And I'm darn sure he's planned his exit strategy, and he'll be cutting that branch off as soon as he can get to another safe haven. None of the trees in my front yard seem to be too concerned about all this. They seem to be carrying on contently. Meanwhile, Thorne has found another one and has to come down. Amazing how I got that one to land flat, do a belly flop. He'll make his cut on this side, put his notch in. Looks like Steve Gay has shown up. Steve referred Thorne to us. Steve Gay from Lemaire Construction in Tracy. That's gonna make a hole. If you were with us at the beginning, you saw that canopy that we enjoyed sitting under in the swing. And this is what the inside of the large branch that provided that canopy looked like. It probably wouldn't have been very long before it came tumbling down on top of the swing, whether it was occupied or not. Again, those of you joining us late, have been watching the deconstruction of a large poplar that was rotting out at the base and had to be taken down. We've been watching the North Country tree doctor, Thorne Reinhart, at work. May 30th, 2008. It's tornado season if you're in Nebraska right now, but it may look like a tornado hit here, but it was Thorne Reinhart. Any surprises when you get up there, Thorne?
Not too many, no. It went pretty good.
You kind of assess it before you go up, and then...
yeah, the best I can, you know. And I go up and...
Then you get up there and...
do the best I can on it.
You remind me of a pool player. You're making 2-3 moves ahead of time.
Oh, you gotta think ahead, or you get yourself in trouble.
Any time during this where you're worried about getting a scrape or scratch?
I got a couple scrapes on. There was one branch that was going out towards the house, and it fell off a little bit wrong and knocked my foot off. And the bark is so loose on that stuff that my spikes weren't really dug into the tree, so my one foot slipped out and I got scraped up a little bit. Just the usual thing.
Okay, for those of the viewers who weren't at the beginning of the show, how long have you been doing this, Thorne?
21 years now, since '87. Started in '87.
You're around 40 or so, and
yeah, I'm 40. Yeah.
And how long do you plan on continuing to do this?
How much longer I can do it? As long as I can, I guess.
Have you slowed down any in the last decade?
Oh yeah, starting to get a little chunky there. Starting to gain a little weight, but haven't been doing much of this in the wintertime, so summertime picks up, so probably lose a little weight there.
Okay. Well, this is it. We're gonna take one final picture when he's done with this final little branch, but we're gonna want to wrap up this part and let Thorne and his crew continuing to clear up the remnants of what was an 8-decade-old tree sitting in my front yard for almost my father's entire life, and he's 86 years old. So it's been here a long time, and as I said at the beginning of the tape, with my father's father's father, my great-grandfather, having sat under here one time before he passed on, and my grandkids, there's been 6 generations of their family that have used that shade of that tree.
Yep.
And now it's no more. All right, thanks, Thorne.
Thank you.
Yep.
See ya.
Although Thorne lists himself as the North Country tree doctor, and that's the way it is in the phone book, I'd say he specializes in amputations only here. Timber. Somebody forgot to say timber. Here's how much the rot was all the way to the center of the tree. And that rot was pointing directly in toward my home, which is 30 feet away in this 70-foot tree. So it's something that had to come down. And this is what it looked like underneath. Obviously, left alone, it would have come down on its own in a not too distant future with a strong southerly wind. So that'll wrap it up. Hometown Cable's look at the North Country tree doctor at work, Thorne Reinhart. And a tree taken down in Champlain. Thanks for watching, and for those of you who support Hometown Cable, you never know what you're going to see when you tune in to Hometown Cable. TV worth your support.